Hello, choir class. Here are the instructions for the musical theater performance assignment. Again, this is one of your two choices. The other one is analyzing the intervals in a song that you choose. You can do one or the other. If you do one, you don't have to do the other one. Okay? You're exempt from whichever one you don't do. If you've done this before in choir class, that's the exact same thing as before. You just have to choose a new song, because I do have on record the song you chose last year, so please do something different. Thanks. All right, so looking at your template, you see the second page has your instructions. It says, step 1, go to YouTube and try to find a karaoke track to a musical theater song of your choice. Now, I'm going to give a bit more leeway on this one as far as Disney is concerned. You can use some Disney songs this year if you'd like, just because I know not all of you have access to musical theater songs. Not all of you know musical theater that well, but everyone knows Disney. So it needs to be musical theater, like from Broadway or off Broadway, or a song from Disney, preferably one that's from a musical. Now, the reason you're looking for a karaoke track is because not every song is going to have a karaoke track. So if you have a song on your list, they're like, oh, I want to sing this song, and there's no karaoke track for it, you can't do it. Okay? Number 2, once you have found a song you like which has a karaoke track, research the song, practice singing with karaoke, and get very comfortable with it. Please make sure that you are really comfortable with it. Please make sure that you know the words pretty well. I've had in previous years people do their presentation and they didn't know the words, and it was really obvious, and they were messy, and they lost a lot of points because they didn't try to remember it. Step 3, go to your slide in this presentation and complete it with the information requested. I'll get to that in just a second. If you're not sure about any of the requirements on here, please ask me. Remember that this Thursday, I'm going to have my Google Meet open from 9:30 to 11:30 again. So if you'd like to come ask me any questions on there, I will be there for you to ask. Step 4, practice your song. Then practice it some more. Then for a nice change of pace, practice your song. And step 5, be ready to give a short presentation on your song before singing it in front of the class. Now in this case, it's not going to be in front of the class, it's going to be in front of your camera. If you do not want me to share with the class, then I won't, but otherwise I'll be sharing everybody's videos. We will start performances in June, which means that you need to have this turned in before the last day of school. At this point, we believe it's going to be June 17th, but don't quote me on that because they might change it. Whenever it is, it's going to be before the last day of school. So, go ahead and look at the next slide, where I have written down all of the different parts that you're going to fill in. So, it's going to have your name. Each of you has your own slide. You put your name down, you do the song you chose, the name of the song, and the show it's from, show or movie it's from. You make sure that you find the YouTube video and you copy it, and you link that onto the song link part on the side of the page. And then you put a picture of the album from that show in the box on the upper right side. Okay, so you can just have a look at it. You talk about your reasons for choosing that song. Give you like 2 or 3 reasons. Any challenges you ran into in doing the song, what made it difficult to do, and what the audience should know about the song and the show before you do your performance, so that we all are very familiar with the content that we're about to hear. Okay? So you're filling all that in. Just touch your slide. Don't touch anyone else's slide. If you look on there, you can see that some of your classmates have already done theirs, so they're ready to go on their project. So, as an example, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about the song that I am performing for you. So, my show is A Man of No Importance, which was never on Broadway, sadly. It was off Broadway for a while, and it was probably one that you haven't heard of before. It's one of my favorites. Love Who You Love is one of my favorite songs from this show, and again, one of my favorite shows. It's written by Irons and Flaherty, who wrote most of my favorites, especially Ragtime. And the show addresses a lot of serious topics, like how religion affects everyone's everyday life. It talks about how much freedom the theater should have in what it presents to the audience, which it's kind of ironic because even though I love this show, we could never do this show at Catoctin because it talks about religion, it talks about LGBTQ so much. There's no way that our community would let us put it on, unfortunately. And again, this show also talks about how we treat people who are different than us, especially those in the LGBTQ plus community. Some challenges of the song: it's very soulful, it's very thoughtful. It's mostly not a loud song. It has a couple of moments of more passion, but mostly it's thoughtful and something that you contemplate. The hardest part of the song, though, is trying to sing in an Irish accent. Everyone in the show has an Irish accent. So I'm used to singing along with it with my accent. Mine's okay. I'm not going to say I have the best accent in the world, but it passes. What you should know about this show and this song: this show is set in Ireland in 1964, Dublin, Ireland. And the main character, Alfie, sings this song to his friend Adele, who is an unmarried and pregnant woman. And so she's had to face a lot of public shaming as a result of that. People have scorned her and said all sorts of horrible things to her because of it, because she's not really repentant about the fact that she's unmarried and pregnant. She's going to keep the baby. So he sings this song to her to try to encourage her, even though she's had such a hard time in life, about you shouldn't be ashamed of who you love. And toward the end of the show, it is publicly revealed. Now, the audience knows from almost the very beginning, but it's publicly revealed at the end that Alfie's gay. And so many people turn their backs on him because of that. Because, again, 1960s Europe, not a good time to be gay. But Adele comes back to his side and sings this song to him, again, to just try to encourage him and say, you should love who you love. So this is one of my absolute favorite songs. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm not one to lecture, how could I dare? Someone like me who's been mainly nowhere, but in my experience, be as it may, you just have to love who you love. You just have to love who you love. Your common sense tells you best not begin, but your fool heart cannot help plunging in, and nothing and no one can stand in your way. You just have to love who you love. You just have to love who you love. People can be hard sometimes, and their words can cut so deep. Choose the one you choose, love, and don't lose a moment's sleep. Who can tell you who to want? Who can tell you what you were destined to be? Take it from me, there's no fault in loving, no call for shame. Everyone's heart does exactly the same, and once you believe that, you'll learn how to say, I love who I love, who I love. And just go and love who you love. So that's what I expect from this project, just you introducing your song with the slide that you've made. You can just read it verbatim, or you can kind of embellish it and give us more details. Either one is fine. And then once you have finished introducing the song, making sure we understand the context for it, then you perform it, again, to the camera. After you've done that, then you turn the recording in on Schoology, and you're good to go. If you have any questions, please let me know. Again, if you want to ask me those questions in person, then you can join us for the Google Meet this Thursday from 9:30 to 11:30. Just let me know any questions you have then. Thanks, guys. Have a good week.